Well, the fire that's consumed a Richards Bay woodchip factory is still going strong, but is under control. The blaze, which started on Saturday at the NCT mill, could threaten hundreds of jobs. Loss of revenue is estimated to run into the millions. Let's get some more now with Lethiwe Mdluli, who brings us the latest. Lethiwe, thank you for joining me this morning. Of course, we know that investigations are underway into this fire as to what exactly caused it, but what else can you tell us?
Well, Baron, this morning we just concluded a walkabout at the NCT factory with local leadership who are just basically getting a briefing from the company as to what is currently happening. What they have shared this morning is that currently there are 3 piles that are still burning, but their focus right now is not on extinguishing the fire, but rather containing it and also protecting the other piles that did not catch fire from Saturday. We do understand that there's a neighboring company that unfortunately has very dangerous chemicals, so they're trying to basically contain the fire from entering that structure. They are saying that right now there are aerial operations that are continuing from yesterday, where they're basically dropping chemicals onto the piles that are safe, and that's going to basically make sure that those piles do not catch fire. As you correctly said also, Baron, there are investigations to figure out how this fire started, and they will give us more information once those investigations have concluded. But right now I'm actually joined by the Umhlathuze Mayor, Mr. Ngwezi. I want to bring him in so that he can take us through what they know as the municipality. Mr. Ngwezi, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Give us the latest in terms of the firefighting or firefighters being on the ground. I know it's all hands on deck right now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lethiwe, and to all the viewers at home. Indeed, firefighting still continues, and I know that it is going to continue until the duration, at least of 3 weeks. Firefighters must be on the ground to make sure that it contains fire and, to prevent it from proceeding to a nearby company doing the same job, which is TWK. And we want to thank the, private industries, together with the City of Umhlathuze officials from Fire and Rescue, Lethiwe, and, all other industries around. Transnet, for instance, who have been with the our firefighters from Saturday to until now. Lethiwe district has been with us a few minutes ago, and they are helping us now to mobilize resources from other spheres of government, which we appreciate. Province has been contacted, and there is a meeting starting now at 10 o'clock of the technical team, and we will be advised as to what were the agreements and the way forward out of the technical team, which includes from this area the municipal manager of Lethiwe and his disaster management team, the manager from the City of Umhlathuze and his disaster management team, and that also of the province, which is led by Mr. Ngema. So we are hopeful that more resources could be deployed on the ground, which is, I think, one of the priorities, which is going to assist us to add on, resources to try and make sure that we contain fire, but also continue to protect the other parts of TWK that has not started burning. And on that, with that regard to TWK, aeroplanes are there to assist in spraying of the chemical from above, and also, firefighters are doing that from the ground, because the idea is to make sure that we use all the strategies present. I think that the strategies that the city, through the coordination with local industries, has been yielding fruits. The biggest problem is the change of the direction of the wind. Sometimes it can change, blow to that direction, which is quite very dangerous, and sometimes it can increase speed. But we have been told that the wind is going to remain what it is until at least in the late hours of this afternoon, and later at night it will be better until tomorrow in the afternoon again it will pick up its speed. But we are requesting that more resources could be deployed on the ground. I know we have, there are areas we can't reach as the city. Only the provincial government can mobilize those ones. For instance, Yomkanyagute, Ilembe, and whatever resources present at the disposal of the provincial government, we'll gladly welcome that. The owner himself, Mr. Denny, has actually appealed that as government we do that, and we are doing that just now.
Yeah. And in terms of the communities that are surrounding or are living in surrounding areas, are they safe? What can you tell us about the health quality as well? I know that you had a meeting with health officials yesterday. The air quality currently, is it safe for residents?
Of course, yes, it is safe. The items burning here are trees, gum trees, and in many households, for instance, they make fire out of this, firewood out of this. So air quality management has assured us that the air which is produced out of this, or rather the smoke, our air is fine. But we can always appeal to our residents to be vigilant, to report any acts of fire that they might be seeing around, so that we are also able to respond on that. And also, be vigilant, because all of us, in fact, we must be vigilant, because here there is Fosco, which is a neighbor to TWK, and TWK is a neighbor to this company that is burning. So all we are trying to make sure really is that fire doesn't reach TWK, because once fire reaches TWK, there will be a high risk of fire proceeding to Fosco. And Fosco is a company that deals with a lot of chemicals, dangerous chemicals. So that is why we are saying we are appealing even for more resources, on the ground, so that we don't arrive at that situation. And we've been fighting very hard as the city, and all other local industries that were able to come on board to assist, to make sure that, all our residents are safe. And I'm appealing also to leaders to stop inflicting fear on our residents. If there is anything that really may be hazardous to our people, we will communicate as the city of Mhlathuze. It's not an individual person who's going to do that. We will issue a statement, send SMSs to our local communities to say that what needs to be done should there be a situation that warrants evacuation or whatever. So anybody else issuing statements or whatever, that must not happen. We will do that as the city. We all care about the lives of our people. We care about this company. We know the money which this company is going to lose, the revenue that we are going to lose as the city, and we are trying by all means to try and save more other industries, because we know what industry mean to the city of Mhlathuze, not only in terms of the revenue collection, but also in terms of putting food on the table. This company alone employs 180 staff members, and we sympathize with them. We know it's more than 500 people who are going to actually lose food on the table. And we call on the Department of Employment and Labour to get closer to the company, to seek solutions as to how best can this company be resuscitated, because this company becomes a market to many of the informal farmers, right from here in the city of Mhlathuze up to Umhlabuyalingana. Many of the plantations there, they are delivered here at the NCT and also at the what we call TWK. They are the ones that deals with that buys these items from those companies. Those who transport these this wood, they've lost. They are going to lose revenue for some time. So it's not something we can always say or speak things recklessly. We must speak things that are advised by fire experts that are here on the ground.
Thank you so much, Bame.
Thank you very much, Lethiwe, and all to the viewers of the eNCA at home. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Baron. Basically, the mayor is saying or appealing for more resources from the provincial government. I want to show you the extent of damage here in Mhlathuze. Right now, we do have 3 piles of wood chip that are burning. And from hearing what the general manager, Danny Kanusin, has said, they are basically trying to contain the fire, but they're not really trying to extinguish it at this point. Their main focus is on the wood chip pile that has not been affected by the fire. They're trying to protect it so that the fire does not spread to other industries. There's a lot of machinery you're also seeing on your screens, and that is basically the machinery that was burnt by the fire starting from Saturday. And what you're seeing in the air right now is a helicopter that is basically dropping the chemicals that are meant to contain the fire or make it not spread to other areas as well. This aerial operation is going to be continuing for some time, and the company has told us that for at least a week this fire is going to be burning, but of course they are calling for more resources from provincial governments and other municipalities so that the situation can be maintained and brought to for the situation to be under control.
Thank you so much, Lethiwe Mdluli, for giving us that update there in Richards Bay, that wood mill factory. Of course, the fire is under control and it is being contained. And of course, we heard now that there isn't a need to panic when it comes to any health hazards at the moment. So some good news, I guess. But of course, you know, that company, the cost is going to be in the millions.